Alright everyone, how's it going, and welcome to the first episode of this Man United career mode. This is quite a confusing one. If you haven't watched the introduction episode, then I'd fully advise you doing that, otherwise you probably won't really understand what's going on. So I'll leave a link to that on the screen right now. But if you've already watched it, then let's get straight onto it. Now, the first thing I noticed is they want me to get to the last 16 of the cup, which is fair enough. I mean, that's the cup objective, and they also want me to win the league, well, gain automatic promotion, so that's first or second place, so I think that's achievable. I mean, I've got the second best team in the league. QPR are actually 4 stars, so they're considered better, and we're a 3.5 star along with a few other teams, I think. I'll show you my strongest starting 11, which I think is the best 11 I can put out at the moment. Okay, so here it is. Now, bear in mind, this isn't the best rated players. I mean, for example, I haven't got Giggs, you might notice. Now, obviously, he's 79, so he'd get in the team, but bear in mind that Giggs is 39, and I think this guy, Bernardo Silva, he's 69 and he's only 18. So I think it's better if I get a player like him to get up really quickly. I might as well play him as much as possible so his rating goes up. And as well as him, I've also got this Victor Andrade, who's only 17 and he's 67. There's players like these who, even though they might not get into the team based on their ratings, I want to start them anyway because they're really young, and so they'll get up quickly and hopefully be really good in the end. It's a pretty strong team for a championship, I think. Everyone's a bit above 70, obviously, apart from Bernardo Silva and this Martina. So obviously that's an area I'm going to try and strengthen, because 68 at right back is a bit of a weak link. So I'll look in the transfer market and hopefully try and strengthen that. Apart from that, I think it's a pretty solid team, and I haven't actually got a right midfielder. I'm playing James McLean at left mid. Well, he's a left mid, I'm playing him at right mid. So I might have to sort that out, try and get a right midfielder. I'm quite overbooked actually in some positions, you might be surprised. For example, I've got 3 centre backs here in the reserves, all 71, 71 and 70. I don't really need all those centre backs. I could do with getting rid of one and hopefully getting in someone else who's a little bit better. So I'm probably going to sell one of those centre backs. Don't know which one yet. Strikers as well. I've got quite a few strikers. I've got Welbeck, Russell, Becchio, and Maggi from Chicago Fire. So I don't need all of those really. I don't need 4 strikers. I think 3 would probably be enough, especially if I'm only playing one up front. Remember, I don't have to play 4-2-3-1. I'm only doing that at the moment just to start off and see what team I can put in that formation. But yeah, like I said, I can change formation, I can change to anything I want. So I probably will change that to find out what's best for these players. And apart from that, I think it's a pretty obvious team. I mean, there's a few players that are young, a few players that are old, but I think it's a good balance and should get me out the championship pretty easily, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to use this global transfer network now. I know it'd probably be easier to just search for players, but I think that's sort of like ruining the experience a bit. So I'm going to try and put a few scouts out in some of the positions that I need, mainly right back, which I've told you about before, and I think another CDM. I mean, I've got centre mids, but not actual defensive midfielders. So I'll go for a few different countries. I'll try vary it a bit. I'll take Brazil as the first one, because I know they've got quite a few. They've also had a good record of fullbacks, haven't they? I mean, they've got Carlos, Cafu, Rafael, Dani Alves, Maicon. So I'll go for a right back, hopefully from Brazil. Then I'll get another scout out to look in. Let's go for Spain. I mean, obviously Spain have got a lot of good players. We've got one more, so we might as well put him out somewhere. Let's go for Germany. Germany have obviously got a lot of good players. So now obviously need to put the position preferences in. So right back, yep. We don't want someone too old, so we'll go for 25. We've got centre midfielders, but not actual CDMs. We need someone who can just sit behind the back 4, in front of the back 4. And the last one I'm going to do is a goalkeeper now. I know I've got Anders Lindegaard, who will be my first choice, but we need a backup. I don't really have a suitable backup, so we need someone who can sort of challenge Lindegaard and maybe can play in the cup games. Someone who's about 71, 72 rated, and obviously can progress as well. Now, as you can see, Rio Ferdinand says he's retiring at the end of his contract, which is a little bit disappointing. He's only 34. I thought I might be able to keep on to him a little bit longer. So I guess we're just going to have to get a replacement for him. But I've got quite a few centre backs, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I've obviously got a lot of loans here. Now, I can recall players from loans, but the problem is it costs. And is it really worth it? I might as well just keep him on to the end of the season. For example, Nick Powell would be really useful, but is it worth paying 510,000? Because that's like 1/5 of my budget, so I don't think I'll do that. Henriquez as well is another one who'd be really good, but I mean 2.56 million, that's pretty much my entire budget. So no, that's definitely not going to happen. It's not really worth it. Lingard as well, he's not quite good enough to get into the team, so I'll leave him out there. Apart from that, I'm going to put a couple of players on the transfer list. I'll start with Navarrete. I mean, he's 28 and 71. It's not too bad, but I've got a few centre backs that I think I prefer to him. He's worth 700,000, so that would definitely have a nice addition to the budget if I can sell him. I think I do need to get rid of one striker, so I'm going to get rid of Becchio. He's only 71, but he's also 29 years old, and I don't think I think he's third or fourth choice in the pecking order. There's no point in keeping him on, especially when I can get around 1 million for him. Apart from that, I'm not going to put any more players on the transfer list. I'll let some offers come in, and then I might sell players. So we've already got an offer for Novaretti. Let's see what it is. 625,000. It's all right, but I could do with getting that 700,000. I mean, 75,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have a small budget, it can be that little bit of a difference. So I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to counter the offer. Here we go. I've got a scout report already, so we've got quite a lot of players. This is Brazil report, so I've got a CDM, right back and goalkeeper. I've got all the 3 positions that I was looking for. But at the moment, the problem with this is it doesn't tell you any of the attributes, just basically the age, the height, and the name. So I'm going to obviously scout them. I might as well just scout them all. Oh, that's good news. So Leicester offered that £700,000 that I negotiated for Novaretti. They've accepted that, so that will add 700k onto my budget. Hopefully, let's see my Spain scout. Yeah, once again, quite a mixture of players. Ruben Blanco, he's only 17. He's got some good stats there, definitely. You know what I'll do is I'll scout him and then also inquire, see what they want for him. So they've put in an £825,000 negotiation for the Ruben Blanco, the goalkeeper who I inquired about. I'm still not unsure because he's only 17, and that's quite a lot of my budget to go out on a player who's, you know, he's obviously good, but a little bit young, and he won't really be playing, so I don't know if that's worth it. I've got an offer now for Becchio, 775,000. It's all right, but I was hoping for closer to 900,000. So once again, I'll counter it because the last one worked. There we go. Novaretti's been sold, but only 525,000 has gone to the budget, which is all right, really. I suppose it adds a little bit on. Once again, he looks very good. Good speed, stamina, jumping ability, dribbling, stats that you do want for a right back. So it's worth inquiring about him. See, it's hard to know what his potential is as well. I need to know more about him, really. I mean, those stats, his physical attributes do look good. That is the main plus side. You know, I'll put an offer in him, but I won't put 2.1 million in. I'm going to put it a little bit lower and hope that they let me off. I'm going to put 1.7 in because I think he's a good player. That'll leave me with 1.3, but it'll also mean that I've got my main weakness covered, which is right back. Now I received an offer for Lindegaard. That is a good offer. It's more than he's worth, but I need to keep him. He's merely a good keeper I've got, and I can't afford to sell him, so I'm going to have to reject that. And that is definitely good news. My offer for Edenilson's been accepted, the 1.7 million offer. I didn't expect it to be accepted actually, so I'm pretty surprised about that. So I'm going to go ahead with that. It's going to be quite a chunk of the budget, but I think it'll be worth it because right backs on this game, if they overlap well, they can be really useful. If that gets accepted, that's the main weak spot in right back covered. So we now really just need a CDM. And once we've got that, I think we're good to go. Obviously, they might get a couple more players in. And there we go. Edenilson's contract's been accepted, and definitely going to be a very useful player. I'm just curious now what his overall rating is going to be. So there we go. Edenilson, he's 71 rated, which is pretty good. It's definitely better than the 68. I mean, he's got some good stats. If you have a look at his physical stats, they're really strong. So I think he's going to be a player that will go up for sure. I mean, he's got all yellow or orange stats there. I don't think there's any problem with him at all. So he's a player that's going to be useful, definitely going to be first choice. We've got a message from Giggs. Unsurprisingly, what a surprise, he's going to hang up his boots at the end of the season. Raphael, I can't believe he's been scouted. There's no chance of getting him. I just sold him. He's at Real Madrid now, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting Raphael or David De Gea, who also left for Barcelona, which is a bit sad. And that'll do for episode 1, but thanks a lot for watching. Let me know who I should sign and what you think of the series, and I'll keep trying to put them out on a semi-regular basis really. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.